Happy Monday. It is January 8th. And you know what? I am not on a weight loss journey. I am just on this healing path from hell that has ups and downs and is all over the fucking place every day. I thought this whole thing was going to be like much easier when I started and then I would have much more to share. But I kind of don't because I'm still in like a very weird headspace from life. Oh, my jacket's filthy. Don't look at it. And I'm using new face vitamin serum or whatever, so I'm looking very whitey, pasty. No, it's not a bad look. Could be worse. Could be more splotchy. I don't want to be splotchy. But yeah, so Thanksgiving hit, and it was just my husband's parents are divorced, and there's just so many different divisions of the family to meet for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and I was not really emotionally or mentally prepared to deal with all of that in my fragile state, which I didn't think I was in a fragile state until I had to start going to meet people, and then I'm like, I'm not ready. So the holidays were rough. I gained 3 pounds, which isn't bad, right? So we're like at 180. We're starting this whole thing again. I made it through. Like, I didn't thrive, but I like survived the choppy waters. No big fights or anything. It's all good. It's my first holiday season with like all my boundaries and rules of stuff. And there were a lot of people I did not see this Christmas. I just kind of blew them off in the most polite way I know how. Because I'm not ready to explain myself on a lot of things. A lot of it, they know what they did. They should be lucky I talked to them at all previous to this, honestly. But yeah, so I wanted to start documenting the weight loss portion on September 13th of 2023, which I started, but like a few days after starting, my lawsuit of 15 years and 7 days ended, and I am still trying to navigate and live life without being harassed. And you'd be like, why is that a big deal? You would think that would be simple and, you know, feel good, like no one's bothering me. It's very weird when someone who's been bothering you for like 15 plus years stops bothering you all of a sudden, because you're like, what the hell are you doing? What are you up to? What are you doing over there? Are you behaving? You know? So as time goes on, I become more comfortable with being left alone, but I'm still not totally comfortable because I'm still kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it's not exactly the best feeling. So between that, getting used to that, which I did not think that would be, I didn't think that would be such an issue. And when I talked to my therapist about it, she's like, well, you know, after a while, that becomes like part of who you are. And when it's all of a sudden gone, it's very weird. I'm like, okay. So I'm still dealing with that. I got through the holidays with my boundaries. Like, there were no family fights or arguments. Usually there's some kind of crap, especially on like my husband's mother's side and then my mom's side. And I think that is just like the too many hens in the hen house thing. I don't know, but I have taken a step back. My husband and I have put in a lot of boundaries as far as dealing with each other's families. We started it back when our daughter's about 5. She's 11 now, because we went to marriage counseling for like a second there before she started, the summer before she started kindergarten. But one of the, like a few of the rules we have are, so we buy for our own parents Like whoever's parents it is, they pick it out. They decide how much. That's that. And then if there's ever any problems on that side of the family or with anybody on that side of the family, then the person's whose relative it is handles it, and the other person cannot get involved. Not get involved, but you can be involved. But we don't, like if Chad has a problem with my mom, then I'm going to address it. And if his mom is being a turd to me, then he addresses it. And we find that it works better that way, and there's less arguments, because some of the catty shit just happens to pick on certain people, and when those people are not accessible, the catty shit tends to stop. So that's been game changing for us over the past 6 years. So it is, Happy New Year. It is January 8th, 2024. My kid just went back to school. I had to get up at 5:30 for the first time in weeks, and I'm tired. I didn't sleep well, which is a whole nother issue I'm dealing with. So like the whole holiday stress has really disrupted my sleep schedule to where like I'm up for an hour or two in the middle of the night. I have trouble falling asleep. I have trouble staying asleep. And for those of you who know how important sleep is with your whole, like, I'm always say it wrong, circadian rhythm and your sleep cycles and sleep hygiene, especially if you have ADHD and are like trying to recover from PTSD, sleep is so important. I really need 7 to 7.5 hours every night, kind of just as uninterrupted as possible. And it's been very tough. It's been hard. I'm hoping now that I'm getting up earlier, it'll be a little bit better, but I won't know until I get there. What else is going on? I have no New Year's resolutions. I have like some goals, but not resolution type thing. I am posting every day on my blogs. I am doing a task a day to get rid of my business partners. That sounds horrible, but it's really not, because we have just outgrown each other, and I have just been reluctant to move because I'm scared. It's a whole topic for another day, but I printed out, I like sat down and made a checklist of all the things I need to do to get away from that, to like move on to the next chapter of my life. And so I'm doing it. The sad thing is like I have to move my website to a different platform, and I cannot decide between ecommercetemplates.com, WooCommerce, or Shopify. WP EasyCart, I ruled that one out. I don't want to use like BigCommerce or anything like that where I don't own my site. So those are not options for me. Because in the end, I plan on these sites being more informational, and I just don't want to be like all those heavy store-ended fees and that kind of stuff. So, but surprisingly, one of my blogs on Shopify, like it wasn't meant to be a blog in the beginning, but then it ended up really being blog heavy, has the best ad revenue. So go figure. But what else? Yeah, sleep, work progress every day. Like even yesterday, I moved a page. Like there's, oh my gosh, there's tens of thousands of pages to move. It is so much. And I think I get overwhelmed because I start, like I'm like, oh, I'm using Shopify. And then I'll start like building up on Shopify, and then I hit like a snag, fork in the road, like, eh. And then I'm like, oh, maybe Shopify won't work. So then I'll try, like start working on the WooCommerce thing, and then I'll get somewhere. I'm like, eh. So what I have decided to do, not the cheapest option, not the fastest option, but I'm going to build my stores out, one of my biggest store out on all 3 platforms, and actually like do like a simulation, and whichever one works the best, that's what I'm going with. So I'm building them all. I am building a WooCommerce store, a Shopify store, and an e-commerce template store for my current store. And I'm sure like if you don't have an online store, like what is she talking about? It's a thing. It's a big deal. And the product options are so limited on pretty much everything except I don't know, like the basics of these stores, very few of them come with unlimited product options, and then you have to use like an additional plugin or app to make it work. And then the problem is like those apps work so long, and then something happens to where like there's an update in that, and then they don't work anymore, and then you're screwed. So that's why I have e-commerce templates in the mix, because they're like an all-in-one that you can buy and host on your store. They don't require a plugin for that product options like WooCommerce and Shopify do. It's a whole thing. If you're interested, I can make a video about it and post it somewhere else, because I don't think people here care. And then still doing my somatic body work with my meditation. I try to spend an hour a day on that, divide it up between, you know, yoga, meditation, sound healings, anything to relax, walks. And then I need to add in some cardio, because I'm getting flufferific and I don't want to be fat anymore. And I was talking to my therapist about it. And I'm like, you know, at what point do you just go like balls to the wall and get it done? And she didn't really have an answer for me. So then, like maybe a week before Christmas, I was at like a forum question type thing where there was another therapist there who was just, people were just asking him random questions about trauma recovery. And I asked him, I'm like, when is enough enough? Like, when do you just go like balls to the wall and do what you gotta do to move on to the next part of life? And my current therapist is like, I don't know if that's like a healthy choice for anyone, because you still have to work through it, that type of thing. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. But this other guy was like, you're done with it when you say you're done with it. Like, when you decide you're done with it, you're done with it. And then you just move on. Like, can you? Can I? I don't know. Like, am I holding on to the whole waiting for the other shoe to drop? Like, am I holding on to that? Is my subconscious holding on to that? Like, it's so weird. You know, but it's going to be, let's see, October, November, December. So January 19th will be 4 months of freedom post 15 years of hell. And I will say, like, my nervous system, where last year this time, like, I was probably about like at a shutdown neurotic 10. I'm about a 6. Like, I've had some difficult situations arise at work and home and stuff, and it did not give me the whole like instant panic, I don't want to be here, I don't want to deal with this kind of thing. I was able to sit with it a minute, think about it, and make some decisions, which is huge for me, because I think I've just been so tightly wound and upset for so long that I don't know if you want to call it decision fatigue, but I didn't want to do shit. And I feel like I'm coming back to life. And I also feel like I have so many more feelings than I did before. That's fun too. But, I should go to work. I'm sitting in front of the world's smallest post office, because my town's even tinier than this one and has no post office. I should go back. I should work. We should. We're gonna move stuff. We're gonna work on that list. We're gonna post on our blogs. We're gonna document this process by making this video. Like, I hope in 6 months, like, I don't have any of these topics to talk about anymore. I really do. I don't want to be talking about moving away from my business partners, because I feel like I've been trying to get away from them for like 2 or 3 years. And I'm tired of dealing with my weight and talking about my weight. I am tired of my nervous system being all, you know, so heightened that it shuts me down. I don't even know how to explain it. Everything was too intense. Like, things are much better, you know? And in December was a year of therapy, and I did a lot last year. I did SSP, EMDR, cognitive behavioral therapy, brain spotting, acupuncture, massage, yoga. Like, I learned how to meditate, like really meditate, not just fall asleep, because that's what was happening before. But I mean, 2023 was a big year and a lot of things happened, and it was good. I lost 20 pounds and I have not been able to lose any weight in a decade. So that was huge. It's funny, I told my daughter, like, I think it was like the day after New Year's, she goes, so Mom, you have any New Year's resolutions? I'm like, not really, I have some goals. I'm like, maybe I'll try to lose 50 pounds. And she goes, Mom, how many pounds did you lose last year? I'm like, 20. She goes, how about we go for 25? I'm like, that's my girl. All right, but it is 8:12. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for, hanging out and joining me. I don't know if you share any of the same weirdo issues I do, but if you do, please share them in the comments. I would love to feel that I'm not alone, that I am not the only person who is neurotic and weird and feels like at any moment the rug could be pulled out from under me, and I'll be right back where I was before my lawsuit ended. And then I'll gain all the way back plus some, and it'll be a nightmare. All right. Things are good. We're thinking positive. We're moving forward. We're doing the things. All right. I love you. Happy Tuesday. Monday. It's Monday. Tuesday's tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow.